Just a couple bad weather fans representing New York, talking all things sports. Man, what could go wrong? We got Alex, who's a fan of the Knicks, and Mike of the Nets. The yin-yang of the tri-state, place your bets on the Yankees, Giants, Mets, or Jets. Yeah, you should listen if they're sparking your interest. If you made a vow to your team, don't break it. Bad weather fans is the relation.
That's right. This is Bad Weather Fans, episode number 173. Mike Biseglia, Alex Benesowitz, Nets, Knicks. They've been eliminated. The hope now moving forward is the draft. We'll see what happens in free agency, which, of course, is on all of our minds as Knicks and Net fans, Nets and Knicks fans. What's going to happen next with our teams as we are all in full off-season mode here in 2023? Alex, how are you doing?
Doing well. That week went fast, living the dream, another week down. Knicks and Nets just twisting in the wind here, waiting for the NBA season to end, we'll figure we go in depth on both of them and give some of our questions that we have want to be answered, what we expect, what we don't expect, some surprises. I don't know, but,
Can I start with someone that's Kristaps Porzingis?
Ugh.
Better fit for the Knicks or the Nets? I guess contract would be disaster. It would be a terrible contract.
Yeah, forget contracts on this one, but yeah, because if you get him, you have to trade for him anyway. So we can't really, the contracts don't matter right now. Definitely the Nets. I mean, for the Knicks, it's just like, what does it do for you? I'm assuming you're getting rid of Randall or Mitch. I guess if you play him at center, I don't know. It doesn't really make much sense, So for the Knicks and the fans, the Knicks fans that want him back, it just makes no sense. Soft, injury prone, loser, all the above. Talk shit when he left. Now he's sorry because he's on a sorry team and is irrelevant in Washington.
Well, he's a dickhead.
Save me with that BS. Yeah, he's a dickhead. Perfectly put, dickhead. So definitely the Nets. I think he fits better than the Nets. What do you think?
Well, he's a dickhead. He fits probably fits better. The only reason I would say he fits better on the Nets is just based on a history with the Knicks. I think it'd be kind of awkward to go back there. That to me is one of the headlines I saw that just click. I mean, that to me is just clickbait. There was on WFAN, one of the hosts said they should join Randall and Porzingis together, and I'm like, it's just all clickbait. I think for the Knick off season for them, and I guess we started bad with the fans with clickbait because they brought up Porzingis. But to me, for the Knicks, I don't know. I texted this to you the other day or a few weeks ago now, but they're confusing. Like the Nets and Knicks are kind of confusing. The Nets have a shit ton of draft picks. They're not any of theirs. They're all from other people. The Suns, the Mavericks, the Bucks. They've got a lot of draft picks. They've got some nice pieces in, Claxton, Bridges. They got to resign Cam Johnson. But what do they do? I don't know. This is the first summer in a long time for Sean Marks where it's not just about adding first of all, it's do the stars want to come back? They want to come back. Let's add good role players. Okay. This is a real summer for him with decisions and trades and real future building. And then the Knicks they had a great season. They totally overachieved expectations, but how do you make that better? And all of it is kind of, I don't know. It's kind of head scratching.
Yeah. It's just, and it's neither team has the cap space to sign any unrestricted free agents, any big ones at least. And some of the big ones that are out there that made the most money are, your boy, Kyrie Irving, Russell Westbrook, who's not going to get close to what he had. Obviously, he's going to be dropped down. Vucevic is out there. That'd be a good signing for the Nets, I would think. Harrison Barnes somehow gets a bag every time. I don't understand. He's another unrestricted one. Let's see who else we got here. There's nobody really great. Seth Curry. Are you going to bring him back? You think?
What does it matter? I mean,
It's
it's
just a
irrelevant, whatever.
piece. Jeff Green, Uncle Jeff is out there too. I don't know.
There's a lot of
There's not a lot
restricted
of good free
guys.
agents. Sorry, go ahead. What'd you
Yeah,
say?
the restricted guys like a Chris Middleton
Are more
of the world.
exciting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean, then he's injury prone. It's a weird to me. This offseason is going to be about trades. I
Yeah.
think trades, and we'll talk Damian Lillard Nets in a second, but we'll start with Julius Randle. You know, to me, the conversation about trading Julius is easy, but tough. Do you trade
Mhm.
Julius Randle? Of course you do,
Right.
but you don't just. It's not just that simple. If you could, you would, but you know, what are you going to deal him for? Who wants him? Is there a trade out there for him? Probably not. So the idea of just trade, you know, the people that are like, you got to trade Julius Randle so we can get better. At the same time, you know, if you and I are doing a podcast where we recognize this, the
Right.
GMs of other teams do too. And I
Right.
mentioned this last year, he was untradeable.
Hmm.
Now he's definitely put himself in a better position to get dealt. But I don't see a team going all in for him. I don't know what that trade is that happens to get Julius to another team. If somebody can give me an answer to that, I'd feel a lot better. But what is it?
It's got to be to a team that just wants to make the playoffs. You know what I mean? It's got to be like a fringe team that's just been bad for a while, that just dying to make the playoffs and will take him for anything. You know what I mean? Or a team that's on, because even a team that's like a competing team. I don't know why they would want Julius Randle, but you go to like the Pacers or something like that. You know what I mean? It's a team that just needs to get to the playoffs. The Blazers, I guess. I don't know. But like it's just like who knows? Now they have the fourth pick or whatever, third pick, top four pick, whichever pick they got. I don't remember.
I,
I don't know.
I
Who
look at
knows?
it differently, Alex. See, to me, I think a team that gets Randall is a team that needs to get rid of somebody else disgruntled. So
Hmm.
I'll look, for example, the Phoenix Suns, who are in a weird place, and we'll look at
Aiton
Aiton.
or yeah.
Maybe they're like, you know what? Okay, Aiden probably has a bigger ceiling, but we have KD, we have Devin Booker. Do we just make the move for Randall, who clearly now isn't going to have to be the star in any measure?
Right.
And Randall is a better player overall than Aiden. That works out. And then from the Knicks side, it's like, okay, Aiden's got some upside. We get rid of Randall and his baggage. We've got a young center we can develop. Like, to me, that's the framework of the trade.
Okay. That makes sense. Yeah, yeah, looking around, the other team would be like the Pelicans for Zion, but like
No,
Julius Randle was already with the Pelicans. So like why would they want him back? And why would they give up Zion for him even if he's been hurt and they're tired of him? They're not going to you sell that to your fan base, the team would move in a couple of years. Be like, "Hey, we lost Zion who's now going to go to the Knicks and dominate." Finally be
no, that's
healthy.
not
But guess
happening.
what? We got Julius Randle back, guys. I'm like, yeah, okay, buddy. So that's not happening. I don't know, man. The Timberwolves, I guess they could be stupid. That's the Towns thing that we keep hearing, but the Towns' contract is just absurd. His
Yeah.
super duper all NBA max contract. It's gonna be next year is gonna be like a semi-normal max, and then the year after that it kicks in. It's like 50 million, 55 million, 62 million on a player option in 4 years. Like, what do you know for Julius Randle, like that can shoot more consistently? Like, I'm good on that, so I
Right.
don't
As a Knicks
know.
fan, do you have to
I don't
say,
know.
does getting Carl Anthony Towns make you feel like you've taken a next step? And that's where I go
No,
back to the Knicks are in a weird
no.
place because they definitely have gotten better. And this is not Mike hating the Knicks. Jalen Brunson is a stud. He's a star. RJ Barrett is now he is a weird he is
He's
such a
okay.
weird
He's
wild
okay.
card.
He's
Right.
okay.
He
He's a
what
good piece.
happens to him? And
Yeah.
then after that, it's a lot of very good role players.
Mm-hmm.
You said this last week on the episode, like, where are the Knicks moving forward? Are they back? Um, they are such a fascinating team in free agency. I would put them in, like, if I was Bill Simmons doing my free agency shows, I'd have my eye on the Knicks. I really would. I'd have so much interest.
Yeah, like another team to think about since they have a year. I don't know, the Clippers. Like they have a year. Like next year, they're going to stay in the whatever the arena is, Staples Center, right? Let's just call it that for another year, and then they open up their
Right.
new, brand new, spanking new arena. So if they want to blow it up for a year and like retool, they can do it next year because you don't want to go into the new arena with with a rebuilding team. You want some stars there. Obviously, you don't want to get rid of Kawhi, but like Kawhi or Paul George, are those guys really going to be on the table right now? Either one of them. And if you can steal Paul George or somebody like that from the Clippers, oh, dare I say Kawhi, even if he's always hurt, like that's now you're thinking. Now you're getting there. Like you can dream if you get a Paul George or Kawhi from the Clippers and trade Randall and maybe like Grimes and somebody like that and some picks. And then like in whatever the numbers match up, don't kill me with your dorky ass, the cap nerd, whatever stuff. But like just we're spitballing here. You can get Paul George or Kawhi or somebody like that for Julius Randle and like a ton of shit. Then like, and you keep your core of like Brunson and Barrett and like, Quickly or somebody like that and Mitchell Robinson, like, okay, well, maybe we got something there. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you can add pieces in other ways with other free agents, like, added somebody depending on who you trade. Like if you trade Mitchell Robinson in the deal, then you can just sign Vucevic or some shit like that. And then now you got something there. You know what I'm saying? So just, there's ways you can go there. I think the Clippers are a very interesting team to look out for this year.
And it goes back to what I was saying before. There's just so many different options and weirdness that's going to go on in the NBA with trades and teams that need to get under the cap, feeling the luxury tax complaints that are going to make these trades. And is it a team like the Clippers? Is it a team like the Chicago Bulls who are in a weird place where Lonzo Ball hurt, Vucevic free agent? Now you're stuck with a bad contract in Zach LaVine. Do you try to move Zach LaVine and rebuild? The Chicago Bulls in a very weird place. I think about all the teams that need to rebuild. This is bad weather Bulls. Like to me, it's the Bulls that just need to restart. They got no real true young talent, and then they've got bad contracts. They're in a bad place. From
Lonzo
that
getting hurt,
killed
Lonzo
them.
geting hurt killed
Killed
them because
them.
they were a good team, and everybody's gonna be like, "This is why you don't go all in," and blah blah blah. But you know what? You had DeRozan, who was an all-star. You have Levine, who could be a star if he's healthy. Vucevic is an all-star, and you have Lonzo Ball cooking and dishing, and he got hurt, and it's just like he's been gone, and it really torpedoed that franchise, man. And you're right, maybe they blow it up, but if they're gonna blow it up, it goes back to your point. Why would they want Julius Randle for 3 more years?
Right.
Like it just doesn't make any sense.
Do you think the other part is I just don't think the organization's going to part with him. It's like it was a big deal when the Knicks beat the Cavs. I don't remember. It was either game 3 or game 4 now. I don't remember. But it was a game in New York where they beat the Cavs and Randall didn't play in the fourth quarter and they rode the Obi Toppin game.
Right.
And it was like, it was such a big deal. Randall doesn't play. I don't see them getting rid of him. It doesn't feel he's gonna be here. And again, it's funny because the Brunson contract proved to be the right one. You can't tell me otherwise. The way the new CBA is going, like Jalen Brunson's gonna be one of the best contracts you can have in the NBA. He's an elite player. He's superstar level. He doesn't make a crazy amount of money, but it still is like the same quagmire for the Knicks. Well, we got Randall here. Now it's like, okay, are we a fringe playoff team too? The Knicks are a playoff team, but what now? And it's like that Randall thing just keeps scratching the Knicks like a piece of popcorn stuck in your tooth you can't get rid of. It's still there.
Yeah, and you got to pay Josh Hart too, who's a free agent. You just traded for him. He's got a player option for $12.9 million, but he's obviously going to decline that, and he's going to want to get like $20-something million. Are you paying him big money? That's crazy. But you just traded a first-round pick for him, and he helped you win. You got to pay him. But that's where it goes back to the point that we were talking about, and then from last episode and this one, where it's like, have the Knicks topped out? and went all in for a second round exit. And now where are we at? Now we're stuck in purgatory, like I was saying all last year. So all this year, or whatever year you want to call it, in this season. It's just it's crazy because you're still stuck with Fournier for another year, and he's getting $18 million. Then you have Julius Randle, who's getting 25 and then 27 over the next 2 years, and then a player option for 29 and 25, 26. Jalen Brunson's contract is just incredible because it's front loaded. So his contract, his per year numbers, AAV, goes down. It's 27 this year, then 26 and 23, 24, 24.9 and 24, 25. And he has a player option. He's obviously going to opt out of the player option if he continues playing this way and going to cash in then.
Sure.
But you got still another 2 years of Jalen Brunson. So, and then you got to pay quickly. You got to pay Toppin. You got to what do we got to make these decisions, man? It's
this has become a Nick podcast early, and we will talk.
Yes,
Dame,
we will talk Nets. I
we
promise.
We are in it now, but what do you do with Toppin is one of my favorite debate. I mean, I get like
his 8th pick in the draft with this regime.
This conversation is a tricky one.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you do with Obi Toppin? Because there will be somebody. I'll say this. Obi Toppin played well enough that he was available that somebody will give him a chance. I believe that. And we had discussions about this, and I think I was wrong. I do believe I was wrong with what I said about Obi. If he played well, it wouldn't matter. I think he's played well enough that if he went to the market, I think somebody would take a chance. Now, I'm not saying this is going to be crazy amount of money, and the Knicks would obviously have the option to match it, but I do think there would be a market for Obi where some teams would at least say, yeah, he's athletic. His three-point shooting's improved. Let's take a chance on Obi Toppin. I think he's played well enough. He's put the Knicks in a weird position where he's played well enough to get options, but as a Knicks team, brass, you're like, well, he doesn't play. So why would you want to waste your cap on Obi Toppin? He has no value to this team with Julius Randle.
It just doesn't make any sense. That's one of the main things that never made any sense with Leon Rose is that you needed a point guard. You don't draft Halliburton, you draft Obi Toppin, and then Julius Randle has this incredible season nobody saw coming, and then you pay him, which was the right move, but then you never play Obi Toppin and never even try. Right. I don't understand. And now, and it's just this weird, and like I'm trying to pull up the stats as I put it together once where like his stats when he plays over 30 minutes is like insane of Obi Toppin. And whatever.
As you find it, I'll say this. Obi Toppin, let's say, gets 4 years, $50 million, right?
Right.
Not a lot of money in NBA standards. And if a team took a chance on that, you go, okay, that's a little reach, but I get it. But for the Knicks, would you pay somebody, let's take away the name, 4 years, $50 million that plays 6 to 10 minutes a game? That's insane.
Yes.
But that's what he would be.
But you'd have to, like, yeah.
But you can't give Obi
he doesn't want that
Toppin.
either. He's not going to want that. He wants to play. He's like 50 years old already. Like,
you can't, Obi can't, you can't be like, all right, Obi, your rookie contract's done. We'll give you this contract. But you would give 40, 50, you would give that to somebody like Josh Hart or,
right.
Dorian Finney-Smith, like guys that are getting them. He doesn't get minutes. So how can you say I would give money to a guy that's not going to play? It's a weird spot.
Right. And I found it. So he's played 10 games in his career over 30 minutes a game. Over 30 minutes in each game. So he's only played 30 minutes 10 times, and these are his numbers, okay? 26 points per game, 6 rebounds per game, 4 assists per game, 1.1 steals per game, 1 block per game, 57% field goal percentage, 91% free throw percentage, and 44% from the three.
Yeah, it's weird.
10 games. And you say, everybody said, the Knicks reporters of the world and you, Mike Biseglia, said, well, they played nobody at the end of the season twice. 2 years in a row, he did that. Nobody at the end of the season. Fine. Then explain the playoffs. Explain the playoffs, how in game one, yes, they lost. Game 1 versus Miami, your favorite team is in last week, as you said. They're so talented. They're so great. They're awesome. They're the better team. Obi Toppin, 18 points, 8 rebounds, was 7 of 15 from the field. It's insane. And then you never saw him again. It just didn't make any sense. It was one of those. Didn't he like play or something? Like he was benched in the beginning of the fourth quarter and he never played the rest of the fourth quarter. Like this, that was the game where he played in the beginning. Something like that.
That was the
weird.
game. They lost.
Yeah.
It was game 1 because Randall was out. So Toppin got the minutes.
So they lost that one.
There's people that make the argument about Obi Toppin and they say, I can't do this, he can't do that. They might be right. But he's clearly an NBA player.
Right.
And his potential for growth was destroyed by the Knicks. He never had I don't know what his ceiling is, but it's better than his floor. And he never got an opportunity. And as long as Julius Randle's here, there's no point for the Knicks to re-sign him. You rather use that money somewhere else because you can't pay somebody $50-60 million to play 6 to 10 minutes and basically be Julius Randle insurance when he's hurt. That's a waste.
No, it makes no sense. And even so that game 1, so I looked up, you're right. It was that game. Thank you for confirming that. He had 18 points.
The Nets fan here with the Knicks stats. Yeah.
He had 18 points going into the fourth quarter of game 1 without Julius Randle, and they're winning and they're playing well. He checks out 2 minutes into the fourth quarter, never plays again the rest of the game. And nobody knows why. And they lose and they end up losing. And we were livid as Knicks fans. And it was almost that conspiracy theory where Julius Randle is Tibbs' boy and Leon Rose's boy. And it's like, did you want to win without him? You didn't want Obi Toppin. Now, you have this stat that I said, which the Knicks are aware of, that 10 games he's played 30 minutes over, he's averaging 26 points a game. Like, that's not fake. Like, that's legit. Right. And now he's in the playoffs, in the second round of the playoffs, playing really well with 18 points going into the fourth quarter, and you don't play him the rest of the game. If he ends up with 25 points and the Knicks win game 1 without Julius Randle, what's being said then? It's just weird conspiracy, weird. And I don't want to think about that because I think that's so far like conspiracy theory kind of nuts kind of thoughts. But at the same time, if you really think about it, the way the Knicks have been, is it really that far-fetched? The way they've protected Julius Randle as the made man, is it really that far-fetched that they sat Obi Toppin like we can win without him? We can't let him dominate without Julius Randle. He's going to come back in game 2, and it's going to be a problem.
I think in that moment, Tom Thibodeau does. I think it's not a conspiracy theory. I think Tom Thibodeau doesn't like him.
Yeah.
I don't think he has faith in him. And in his mind, he's like, this is my best chance to win games. Now, when Randall's back, I think it's not even a question. Like, this is the route we're going. Don't even try it. We're going with Obi, or we're going with Randall. Don't even think about it. But in that moment, I don't think it was conspiracy. I think he just doesn't think he's good enough to get the run, even though he has in spots shown he's been okay. Weird. One of the weirdest Nick things ever. Like, Kevin Knox, not good.
Ntilikina, not good.
Not good. But Obi Toppin, I don't know.
Cam Reddish, probably not good. It's like so many guys that you saw enough of them. You're like, all right. Obi Toppin, literally every time he gets a chance where he's not getting yanked after one mistake, he's been dominating. It's not good, like dominating.
You know what it is about Obi, and then we'll talk Dame.
Yes.
Man, I just
and
love
Ben Simmons
down the
and all of that. Yes.
Is that the offense looks different with Obi out there. It's like the free flowing, and even the offense. I'll stop with that. The threat of transition baskets. You never see him together with Randall. It's over. It's an old this is an old conversation.
Yeah. It's
not going to work. It's just not like it's over. He'll go somewhere else. He won't be an amazing player, but Obi Toppin's going to go to, the Portland Trailblazers and be a 14-7 guy and finish. And that'll be it.
What if he's better,
12-6.
What if he's
8?
What if he's a 22 to 24 point per game scorer and all-star? What if that happens?
I don't think he will be, but you'll never know. You'll never
what
take
if that
the
happens?
Chance.
That's my fear, is that we had this guy in my locker room.
Yeah, that would piss me off.
Dominating every time he had a chance. We let him go because we love the guy that sucks in the playoffs. sucks and is never going to win you anything substantial, and you let this guy go, and even if he's never a superstar, now he's an all-star or an all-star level player on one of our rivals in the Eastern Conference or just out west, and you're just like, God damn it. Like Marcus Camby style with the Nuggets.
Yeah, the Knicks screwed up by drafting him. I mean, that was just such a mistake. And I should look up beyond the Halliburton conversation because that makes sense. And obviously, he's become a really good player. But I don't think Jalen Brunson is on the Knicks if they go that route. But I got to look at the other players. Like, what would have made more sense? I mean, if Halliburton's there, they're going in a different direction. I can't imagine Jalen Brunson's on the roster.
No, but you have Halliburton. He's not Jalen Brunson, but you're a different team.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Of course. Oh,
yeah.
no.
You have an all-star of your own there. You know what I mean?
So even as good as Jalen Brunson is, I would still take Halliburton in the draft and then build around him and use that money in other places, et cetera, et cetera. That's just my belief.
Right. Right. Well, I'm looking at the draft, and after Obi, you had Denny Avdija in Washington.
Nothing.
He's not great. Jalen Smith, I guess that he went to, I don't know which Jalen Smith. And then you have drafted by Phoenix. Maybe he's in with Houston. I don't know. Then you have Devin Vassell. He's good with San Antonio. So that could have been a good pick in a different position. And then you have Halliburton at 12. So after that, there's a bunch of nothing besides Cole Anthony and Isaiah Stewart. So you didn't really miss out on anybody there. But
Halliburton's a pick.
Halliburton's a pick.
Alex, you were excited about Obi
over the world because he fell because he was supposed to be a top 5 pick, a top 3 pick.
Yeah.
And he fell. The Bulls took Patrick Williams. Cavs took Okoro. Those were busts.
It's a bad draft.
The Hawks got Okongwu, whatever.
Do that draft from start to finish or start to.
You want to guess?
1 to 8.
1 to 3, So you have Edwards, Wiseman, and LaMelo Ball, right?
So Edwards, stud.
Anthony Edwards, stud, all-star. James Wiseman
bust.
Already traded, never had a chance.
So far.
Probably a bust so far.
LaMelo,
good player.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Edwards was the right pick. He's the guy.
Patrick Williams, number 4 to Chicago.
Nah.
Bust. Okoro, Cleveland, good defender, but the 5th pick overall, you're a bust.
Not warranted. Yep.
Atlanta, Okongwu, bust. Killian Hayes in Detroit, okay player, never know. But I don't want to call him a bust yet, but he's not a star.
Bad draft.
Yeah. Then you got Obi Toppin at 8, Denny at 9, Jalen Smith at 10, Vassell at 11, and Halliburton at 12.
I mean, if you're redrafting this, it's Edwards, Ball, Burton. You could make the argument for Burton too.
Oh, Halliburton. Yeah. Oh, you called him Burton.
I'm not in the mood for the Halla.
Yeah. No Hallie. Edwards, Ball, Halliburton, and
top
then
3.
Obi.
Those are the 3 best.
And then Obi. Obi's 5.
But
then Isaiah Stewart.
Because the draft was so shitty.
Right. I'm looking down, and there's Desmond Baines, Sadiq Bey, Preston Chua.
Maxey.
That's the guy. Maxey at 21. But he was a late round pick. That wasn't like anybody,
No, Claxton was the year before.
Right. And then, Emmanuel Quickly, of course, at 25. That was OKC via Knicks, the Knicks.
Right. Damian Lillard and the Nets.
Yes.
I'm good with Dame to the Nets if it's more than him. If it's him and somebody else. If it's just him and they're giving up all those picks back, they're not going anywhere. It'll be fun, right? Like they'll
win 50
Damian
games.
Lillard and Barkley's will be fun. When they're not showing Jeremy Lin videos, it'll be good. Right? Don't get me wrong. Like it's Damian fucking Lillard. But if you're not giving him, if you're not saying there's more than that, you're making a mistake.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. I'll be into it. I'll be rooting for him. I'll love it. I'm sure the Nets they'll have more wins. They'll be in the playoffs and they'll lose. Maybe they'll win a playoff game. That would be great. But it's just not enough. So if you're going to get Lillard, you have to have the assurances that somebody else is coming in. Because then if you could say, you give me Lillard, you give me a rising star and and Mikal Bridges, and, pick another player that's coming, you got something. But if not, this team is just, the problem is he's so old. If he was 28, 27, and, the best net trade in the history of the franchise was trading Stephon Marbury for Jason Kidd. But Kidd was 29. 30. Damian Lillard's 34. He's
He's
old.
32. Well, he's 32.
He's gonna
And
be. Is he gonna be 33 when the season? I mean,
I don't know what his birthday,
he's
but
he is
he
an
probably will
older
be soon.
player.
But
It's
he's
a
also getting
risky
that
proposition.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
It's risky to make that move without somebody else coming in.
Mhm.
And the Nets with Lillard would be fun. But Damian Lillard is catch me here. He's a
Yeah.
better version. Damian Lillard on the Blazers is Carmelo Anthony on the Knicks.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's a fair comparison. Yeah, I guess so. And Dame Lillard, not to mention, he's getting that Towns contract that we mentioned, that all NBA Supermax. He's got it. So next year, 23-24 is 45.6. Then it keeps going up 48.7, 58.5, and then a player option in 26-27 for $63.2 million.
I would not decline $63 million.
No, I would not either. When you're 36, also.
I mean, I'm 40 now. But at 36, I would still not decline it. Maybe if at 40, yeah, it's crazy.
620,000. Give me that. Give me that shit like right now.
Give me 60.
Give me half of that too.
Half of that, yeah. Give me the bajillion.
Give me half of that too, and the other half of that.
Yeah, you want to keep going? Do you want to give me half of that?
Yeah, I mean that's insane, and it's just the Nets are kind of stuck. And I agree with you. If they're gonna get Dame, you got to get somebody and pluck somebody like from the Clippers, like Paul George or Kawhi. Imagine Kawhi, and then you go with that kind of superstar again, the Durant kind of Kyrie type star with the Nets again. That would be hilarious for me, at least. But no, Paul George is the guy you pluck from the Clippers. You have Dame, you have Paul George, you have Mikal Bridges, and now you got a squad.
Now you got a squad.
Yeah,
if you can do that,
and then you pick and piece other guys, and you sign some unrestricted guys. You bring back Seth Curry, and you try to win.
You love Seth Curry. You love bringing up Seth.
Just wanted to say that again.
This is the first time the Nets and Sean Marks really has work to do.
Yeah,
like legit
he's in a quagmire. Yeah,
like what do you do?
And then Ben Simmons is the anchor and the black eye on this franchise right now. I mean, they don't have a lot of guys under contract next year, but they do have $37 million going to Ben Simmons.
I wonder if they deal Dame. I guess Ben would have to be in that.
He has to be, yeah, I guess.
And then he's just gone.
Well, I guess the Nets are they under the cap?
No,
I don't even know what they're
under the cap.
No, yeah, I guess not.
They are fucked. The worst contract in basketball now is Ben, but like Joe Harris contract, terrible. That didn't work out. I mean,
but at least he plays. Yeah.
Well, he did.
And he'll be expiring. Yeah. He'll be expiring next year.
They had to do it. They could probably get like a second round pick for him at the deadline.
Yeah, but at that point, you might as well just keep him. Yeah, just keep him at that point. You know what I mean?
You had to make that signing at the time, but it just didn't
work.
He
and then you got to pay Claxton in 2 years. You got to pay Claxton.
That's the guy that's going to get paid.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah,
Nick's playing great.
Yeah,
Nick's 23. He's getting better each year.
Snubbed for the defensive team, all defensive team.
Snubbed from the all defensive team. He's a great defensive player.
Yes.
He's improving. Yeah, you got to pay him. You got to pay Cam Johnson. You got to pay Mikal Bridges. And then you got to hope that, one of the 5 picks they have from Phoenix works out. And that their 2028, whatever year it is, hashtag Corey is going to correct me tomorrow at 7:12 in the morning. That Dallas pick is unprotected. No rights.
Ugh.
What is that Dallas pick then? But again, this is where we are now, right? Debating draft picks and not talking about championships. So,
but if you're the Nets, do you attach even 2 or 3 picks to just get rid of Ben Simmons and get like any kind of player back? No,
then, I think you just ride it out
and don't stretch him out either.
You just wait the 2 years. I would not, maybe a pick, right? But I would not. I would just. Because, okay, if you think about it, if you're going to deal him, you have to get a player back. Right? So somebody's coming back who can help you in the short term. Who that player is not going to be very good, or whoever that is. So you're taking contract back. So to me, you're then losing a pick to take contract back just to rid yourself of Ben Simmons. I rather, and I don't think this is going to work out, and I know it's a small chance, I rather take the 10% chance that Ben plays better and at least makes that contract bad, but not like the worst in sports.
At least he plays like he plays.
Right. Like at least he plays, and maybe he's more of what he was in first half Ben Simmons, where he's like 7, 7, and 8.
Right.
He's not good, and he's not worth 35, $40 million.
But it's something.
But at least he's like contributing to the team, as opposed to just dealing him to deal him, and you're gonna get shit back. There's no market for Ben Simmons unless it's a team that's trying to get rid of, Dame, because he's going to make $63 million forever. Then I get it, because in 2 years that's gone. But I wouldn't deal. The Nets are, I don't know. The Nets aren't in a bad place. For example, when the Nets traded Garnett and Pierce, and they had no draft picks and they had no talent, they were in a terrible position.
Right.
But now they're not good. They don't have their picks, but they've got a couple nice young players, and they've got draft picks from other teams. So they're not putrid. It's not good, but it's not like this is the worst situation in sports bad. It's just more like no one gives a shit bad.
Yeah, irrelevant bad, and that's kind of bad. But and that's why they're playing Jeremy Lin documentaries at the Barclays Center. But Dorian Finney-Smith is a guy that I think has some value out on the market. You could probably steal a draft pick from a team like the Lakers or something, like a team that's trying to win, like a future. I'm just making up a team. The Nuggets.
I get you.
Some team like that. That is just wants another piece, another good defensive, really good player, so that can get you another asset to maybe attach. To Ben Simmons to maybe get off of him, and then maybe even get Dame or something like that. So that's a player to watch out for, because I don't think you care if Dorian Finney-Smith is on the team next year. He's a good player, but at the end of the day, it's like, whatever. If he can help you get somebody else, goodbye.
No, Dorian Finney-Smith would have been a really nice player when they had Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden. You're like, right. Here's a guy that's going to play defense. If he's open, will shoot threes. He's athletic.
Yeah.
I mean, he was bad for the Nets this past year. He didn't make many shots. The problem was the Nets relied on him too much, right? That's why he wasn't good. Like, everybody's like, oh, wow, Dorian Finney-Smith in Dallas was great last year, where he shot 42% from three. Yeah, because Jalen Brunson and Luka Doncic were on the team. He did his thing.
Yeah.
That's what happens, right? So,
right. Well, and Royce O'Neal is another one of those guys too. Royce O'Neal, you traded a pick for him, because you thought you were going to have this team. And
when they traded for Royce, it was the deal for Royce was bizarre, because it was literally 3 minutes after Durant announcement.
Right.
So that was strange. But I think Royce won't be on the team next year. Mm-hmm. I think the Nets deal him. But I will say this: I really enjoyed Royce O'Neal as a Net. I know he missed a lot of shots in the Sixers series. I know Net fans will be upset about that, but
they were overmatched. They had no shot. Yeah.
He covered Embiid in the post for one quarter. Then the next quarter covered Harden on the post. Royce O'Neal to me is a winning player, and I think any team that's going for a championship would be very lucky to have Royce. I really believe that.
So tribute video for Royce O'Neal at Mike Bisegula's house.
Yeah, he'll get one. He'll get one for the Nets.
Yeah.
Tribute video, Obi Toppin.
Oh God!
Honestly, if he's not on the team next year, tribute video, Obi Toppin.
Yes, he's had enough moments,
Julius
dunks,
Randle.
and great moments. Julius Randle, yeah, they'll give him one. 2-time All-Star. Yes.
Mitch Robinson.
Yes.
Hardenstein.
Yeah. Maybe a quick, hey, Hardenstein. Hey, how's it going? Who's going to be interesting? Evan Fournier.
Shout out to him. He's like, yeah, I'm not. Yeah, they don't want me here. I don't play.
And he's under contract too, so he's still there. He's still going to be on the contract next year. So
don't feel too bad for Evan Fournier. I get he's a pro, and he's probably like, this sucks, but the guy just made $20 million just watching playoff games,
sitting
for
front
tickets
row.
that would have cost you and I $5,000.
Yeah, and he stunk. He stunk. It's what it is. It's not like he was playing well. Not like he's Obi Toppin. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Another guy that's interesting on the Nets is Cam Thomas, man. It's just a bizarre player where it's like microwave scorer can drop 50.
Cam to me is Obi to you. So the problem with Cam is when he's in the flow,
just not a top 10 pick. Not a top 10 pick.
Well, true. Yeah. Cam Thomas was a late first round pick,
Right.
27, 28, whatever it was.
27th. Yep, you're right.
Cam Thomas can score. There's no doubt about
Mhm.
it. Cam Thomas had his best moments for the Nets when there were trades that happened and the roster was depleted. You know what I mean? And
At Madison Square Garden.
and Buddha
Yes.
was playing. They
Yes.
were like, bring it in, Buddha. And he's like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm eating swordfish in New Hampshire. But the point is, that's when he played his best.
Yeah.
But like in the flow of an offense where you had Mikal, Cam, Dinwiddie, etc., it was just disjointed. I don't know if this is a Jacques Vaughn problem, and I think Vaughn. This is where I'll give a little shit to Vaughn. If I'm Jacques Vaughn and I know I have this scoring phenom,
Mhm.
figure out how to make him work with the other guys. Like make that work. Couldn't. So Cam was either like feast or famine. He goes for 40 or he doesn't play. And I have the fear of Thomas going to another team, being well coached, and they figure it out. And like you with Obi, Cam goes to another team. He goes to the Hawks. He becomes a compliment where he scores 24 a game. Not a great defender, but he's in the flow of the offense. I have the same Cam Thomas fears that you with Obi, even though I have a better, because like I have a better track record with Cam, but
Right.
it's like, man, we couldn't figure out how to get him in the offense. His
And now
teammates
look
must
at him.
hate him. I don't know. Strange.
Yeah, and imagine Obi Toppin and Cam Thomas as a 1-2 punch for like the Raptors or some shit in a couple of years when they blow it up and they're dominating out there, up there. That would be funny, and that'd be a good topic for this episode.
Would you take Cam for Obi straight up?
No way, no how. No way, no how. That's such a who the hell said? Only a sports radio person would say it. Or the unmitigated gall. Like nobody talks like that guy. Okay, anyway. So yeah, no, I would not make that trade. I don't know. I don't know what do you think? No, what do you want to happen the most for the Nets in the offseason?
I want them to get Dame and another star.
Okay, that's what you want to happen the most.
Yeah.
For me,
Yeah.
trade Julius Randle. That's what I want the most. Open up Obi. Let's see what happens. So
We're probably not getting either of our wish lists.
no, absolutely not.
Here's what's
What do
going to
you-
happen.
What do you expect to happen? That's my next question for the Nets.
I expect the Nets to re-sign Cam Johnson,
Yeah.
keep Mikal Bridges, make a small trade, and just keep riding it with the draft picks and not do much. And
That's
for
fair.
them, be a team that's fighting for 6 through 10. Or
Yeah.
and just going into next year being like, let's hope Mikal Bridges becomes an all-star.
Right. Like a real good all-star, not a back level all-star. Like,
Yeah, I mean, and he
Yeah.
had such a great second half that I think that would be the expectation that Mikal becomes really good. It's just, it's just not to get into the nuance of it, but it's like, okay, Mikal Bridges under contract for 3 or 4 more years. You have these draft picks for 10 years down the line. To me, it's like figure out how to package it to get Dame and get another star in here and see what we can do, but don't rush it. If that's the way it has to be Mikal Bridges and ride it out. Then it has to be Mikal Bridges, ride it out, draft some young talent and do things the right way. But I would love a little fast forward step, get 2 stars in here and reset it with Bridges, who has a nice contract as a young guy.
that's fair. For me, what do I expect to happen? I expect the Knicks to basically run it back and make small moves at the back end of the bench, like getting rid of Fournier and Derrick Rose is going to get cut and things like that. What I definitely a little possible, though, I think they make a move for somebody like Zach LaVine. I think they make a move for somebody like that, and they keep Randall. You know what I mean? It's going to be something like weird, like something weird like that can happen because there's always we do this with value with NBA trades. Use the Nets for example. Good topic. The Harden thing. Harden wants to be dealt. He wants to be dealt. He wants to be dealt. We're all saying there's no way you can get James Harden without trading Kyrie Irving. What did they do? They got James Harden without trading Kyrie You know, it's the NBA. It's just like there's these weird trades and bad trades happen. Teams don't make good trades all the time. Sometimes they get ripped off, and sometimes they think like you got ripped off, and meanwhile you win the trade. The team that looks like they got ripped off, like the Knicks and Porzingis. So the NBA, anything can happen with these trades, and that's why you nailed it. Where this offseason could be one of those really fun. On the last episode, you nailed it. Like this offseason really is shaping up to be a fun offseason when it comes to trades. Not exactly free agents, like you said on this one. It's just trades because you never know what can happen. Like Kawhi goes to the Clippers. You didn't even know Paul George was on the table. All of a sudden he's in Los Angeles with him, you know? So you never know what's going on. The non-tampering the tampering bullshit is gone. Anybody can tamper now, basically. And just let's see what happens.
Two parts to it. One, I just don't think they'll deal Randall because I don't think the Knicks want to.
Right.
So I think that's what makes it hard. And then to your Kawhi Leonard point, even though it's only been 3 years and there's not the free agents available now, it feels like, let me know what you think about this, but like Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard, it just feels like there's not as many guys that you want to give that kind of contract to.
Right.
They're going to be in Boston. It's Tatum and Brown. Those I get, but it just doesn't feel like, it feels a little different where I don't know, like it doesn't work. It just, if you're going to win a championship, you can't throw 50, 250, $300 million. Like, let's say, for example, the Celtics didn't want to sign Jaylen Brown.
Right.
And he went to just some bad team. That team's not going to do anything anyway. It's so tough. Now, if Jaylen Brown went to the Knicks and the Knicks made room, and not the Celtics would allow that, but you got Brunson, you got Brown. Okay, now we're talking. It just feels difficult, which I'm going to bring up a topic that you're going to hate, and it was proved incorrect, but now maybe thinking about it a little further is correct. Is Donovan Mitchell on the Knicks paired up with Jalen Brunson, paired up with, or just those two? You feel different about your future with the Knicks, even though like Brunson and Mitchell, man, the Knicks can win. The Knicks can win the East.
But of this year, for sure. I mean, I know the Knicks beat Donovan Mitchell this year, and he didn't really play that well. But also, the Cavs traded for Donovan Mitchell not just for this season. Like they now have that piece that they can add to. So yes, the Knicks won the trade this year, but in the future,
non-trade,
it's still up in the air. Whatever. So the non-trade, whatever. So it's weird, but to your point, man, you're right. Like a lot of these guys who are you paying big money to right now in the NBA? Because especially with the new CBA where it's not beneficial to pay guys big money. Like there's not going to be the hard cap anymore, or it's going to be a hard cap, whatever it is. They're changing it where it's not as, it's kind of what they want to do is that they don't want the lower level guys getting so much money. You know what I mean? They're still going to let the max contract guys are still going to get max contracts, but they don't want like a Tim Hardaway Jr. getting $25 million. You know what I mean? Something like that. I don't know if that's his contract, but I would guess it's around that. You know what I mean? They don't want that kind of stuff. Like right now, the top, let's play this game. Can you name the top 10 players in the NBA, highest paid players in the NBA?
I mean, it's based on who signed a contract the latest, because it all changes so fast. Do I have to be in a particular order?
No, just name the top 10 players.
So Durant
top highest paid, top highest paid. Yes, Durant is number 2. Next year. This is next year.
Devin Booker in there.
Nope.
Okay, Nikola Jokic in there.
Yes, number 6. So you got 2 and 6.
Okay. So under contract right now in there, Donovan Mitchell in there.
Nope, next year not.
Sheesh. I know people listen to this. Let's see.
There's
Embiid,
one that's
Embiid,
obvious.
Harden.
No,
not
Embiid. Embiid is not Harden.
Not hard.
Nope.
Okay, I guess Dame's in there.
Dame is there. Yes, he's tied for 7th.
LeBron.
Yeah.
Anthony Davis.
No.
So it just moves so fast. So who's in there?
So we got Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Joel Embiid, Bradley Beal, LeBron James, Nikola Jokic, Dame Lillard, Giannis, Kawhi, Paul George.
Right.
That's the top 10 highest paid players in the NBA now.
They're all old players
for next year. But obviously, players can resign now and next year. That list might
old
not be the same.
guys.
It's all old guys. Besides Jokic, obviously.
Who are the young guys you'd feel confident giving a major contract to right now?
De'Aaron Fox, I would. Major contract.
Anthony Edwards,
major
Jaylen
contract.
Brown, Jason Tatum.
I gotta look at a list of teams. Right,
think of
really
the
quick.
teams. Nobody, nobody on the Bucks. Like Giannis, yes, but you're not giving
Halliburton, maybe. I don't know. Oh, Banchero from the Magic for sure.
Yes,
he's gonna be a stud.
Luka,
yeah.
Brunson,
yes.
No one on the Heat. No one on the Nets.
Shy, SGA.
Shy.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. No one on the Raptors.
No one on the Raptors. No one on the
tough.
Spurs.
No one
besides
on Detroit.
Wemby. Wemby, probably.
Wemby, you give the moon. It's tough. It's
Raptors. No, I mean Siakam. No, like we're done with that. Trae Young. No, done with that.
Steph, I guess.
Steph. Yeah, I mean you have to. He's just Steph. Yeah, that's true. There's not a lot of guys, and I think the NBA teams are getting a little smarter and these super maxes. Like, look at the Wizards. I mean, like they paid Bradley Beal all this money. They got Porzingis all this money. They got Kuzma all this money. They're done, and they stink. So I don't even. What pick did they end up with? I don't even know. I forgot. Did they get in the top four? No, I don't think so.
No, not. Oh, I don't remember now.
I forgot. It was last.
No one on
already.
this. Rockets. Nobody. Blazers, Dame, you're not giving a new one. Jazz, nobody. Mavs, Luka, not Kyrie. Thunder, Shea. Pelicans, nobody. Timberwolves, Anthony Edwards. Lakers, nobody. Warriors, maybe Steph. Clippers, nobody. Suns, you're not giving more to KD, and they're there. You mentioned Fox. Grizzlies, nobody now. Nuggets, Jokic. I mean, it's just like tough.
Yeah.
Tough spot.
Yeah, the Wizards got the 8th pick in the draft. So all of that, and they got the 8th pick. Like, what is that going to do? You're going to Obi Toppin or Denny again. Like, they missed on Denny, and that was a big miss for them, So
yeah,
could have had Halliburton also. That's another guy, another team that they could have had him. So they're, it is what it is, man. It just sucks.
Well, here we are. This is Bad Weather Fans.
Yes.
Episode 173.
Yes.
Off season continues. We'll move into
say no to Towns. Please, Knicks, say no to Towns. That's all I have to say.
No to Towns. Yes to the county. Okay. Sorry, that was bad. This is Bad Weather Fans at 173. YouTube, Apple, Spotify. You know the deal. Check it on out. Continue to grow with us. We're working on some guests. We'll see what happens. But again, Nets offseason, Knicks offseason. Keep an eye on it. Keep it here. Bad Weather Fans, episode 173. Alex, we'll chat later.
Yes, Mike. Have a great day.
Yeah, I will.